Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson suggested to a church congregation recently that God calls men, not women, to leadership positions. You can listen to the clip here from the church's YouTube channel.
Getting ready to get in trouble. Called to be led by men. God sent women out when he was supposed to do, when they had to do that thing. But when it was time to face down Goliath, sent David, not Devita, David.
Now, the lieutenant governor is no stranger to controversy. He is also expected to run for governor in 2024 and may well be the Republican frontrunner. WRL state government reporter Travis Fain joining us now for context. Travis, how typical were these comments for the lieutenant governor?
So this was the first time I'd heard him talk about men and women in leadership roles like that. But this is basically in line with the sort of rhetoric he uses. For months, the lieutenant governor has been touring churches around the state, giving sermons essentially. Just in this one sermon you played the clip from, May 23rd at Freedom House. It's a multi-campus church in and around Charlotte. He called on people to go into battle, take the heads of their enemies in God's name. He suggested television is controlled by Satan. And at one point, he said that if leftists had known the kind of man he'd become, he Robinson, and the kind of things that he'd say, they would have tried to kill him in the womb like King Herod tried to kill Jesus Christ. And that's all in the same zip code of what he's been telling congregations going back to last year with this tour of churches.
Travis, could this be part of Robinson's political strategy?
So he very rarely talks to me and didn't respond to interview requests on this story. But he's sometimes introduced at these church stops as the next governor of North Carolina. So there's certainly a political angle. He talks about the Bible in these stops, but he also spends a lot of time on culture war issues, transgenderism, homosexuality, this new line about the roles men and women should play in society. He's flirting, maybe more than flirting, with Christian nationalism in these talks. And that may limit his political chances ultimately. Right now, he's the only obvious Republican running for governor in 2024. Very popular with Republicans, but you have to question whether a candidate can say these kind of things about large swaths of the population, still win the governor's office.
Stranger things have happened in politics. Thank you, Travis. A short time ago, the lieutenant governor released a video responding to the comments he made. Here's a portion.
For someone to insinuate that I don't believe that women can be leaders in their homes and in their communities and in their churches and in their state and their nation is absolutely 100% ridiculous. I've seen it in my own life. I see it as I serve in the Senate of North Carolina. I see it in this nation and I see it in our history. Look, the comments that I made at Freedom House Church were directed towards men, encouraging men to stand up and take on the role of leadership as well, to be leaders in their homes and in their communities, in their state and their nation.
You will find more of his response on WRAL.com. The lieutenant governor also said in that same speech that he has written an autobiography due out in September.